You hear about AI all the time, right? It's this huge, abstract thing that's supposed to change everything. But what if we've been thinking about it all wrong? Today, we're going to drag AI out of the clouds and put it to work where it really matters, smack in the middle of a chaotic clinic schedule. This is all about turning clinical documentation from a total nightmare into one of the smoothest parts of your day. Okay, let's get into it. And this quote just nails it. This isn't some sci-fi what-if scenario. We're talking about a real tool for a real problem that every single one of us faces, that mountain of paperwork at the end of a long, exhausting day. It's really just about getting your time back. So how does this actually play out in a real clinic? We're going to walk through 4 different cases from different dental specialties to show you exactly how a smart prompt becomes a top-notch clinical note. This is all about saving you a ton of time, while, believe it or not, actually making your documentation better. Let's kick it off with our first case. All right, first up, we've got a 62-year-old man who needs a full arch implant restoration. Now, he's a complex case. He's got type 2 diabetes and a history of bisphosphonate use, which, makes surgery and healing a major concern. On top of that, he's worried about the cost. So the challenge here is twofold. Create documentation that justifies the treatment to his insurance, and also give him a summary he can actually understand that lays out all the risks and benefits. And here it is, you can see the magic happen. The clinician feeds in the key details, the medical history, the financial concerns. They tell the AI to act as an implantologist and give it a very specific task. And look at the output. The AI generates this super strong pre-auth letter, and get this, it even cites medical literature to connect the dental work to his diabetes management. I mean, that's a total game changer for getting approvals. But this, right here, this is the most important part. The AI is an amazing first drafter, but it is not the final word. Your expertise as a clinician is what makes this work. The AI did all the heavy lifting, for sure, but then the clinician comes in and adds the critical details, the specific implant system, the surgical plan, and, this is so key, they personalized it by adding the patient's own goal, eating steak again. That is the perfect partnership between human and AI. Okay, let's jump to our next case. We're looking at a 78-year-old patient in a nursing home. He has moderate dementia, and because of his medications, he has a really dry mouth, leading to recurring cavities. The documentation here needs to do 2 things. Be super clear for the supervising doctor, but also simple enough for the nursing staff to use as a daily care plan. Now, check this out. From one single prompt, the AI creates 2 completely different documents for 2 different audiences. It spits out a professional SOAP note with the exact language you need to justify more frequent visits to insurance, and at the exact same time, it creates this dead simple visual checklist for the nursing staff. That ability to create multiple outputs at once is just incredibly efficient. And once again, the clinician's review is what takes this from good to great. The AI built a perfect foundation, but the clinician added a piece of context the AI could never know. The simple observation that the patient pockets food on his left side. Just that one little detail powerfully reinforces the need for assisted care and makes the whole plan that much more effective. All right, onto a scenario that I'm sure is familiar to a lot of you. We have a pediatric patient, high risk for cavities, and a parent who's skeptical about fluoride and has low health literacy. The goal here isn't just to write a note, it's to create a handout that the parent will actually take home, understand, and, hopefully use. This is where you really see how versatile the AI can be. The prompt was super specific, 5th grade reading level, positive, visual, no scare tactics. And wow, did it deliver. It turns complex science into sugarbug's favorite foods and reframes fluoride not as some scary chemical, but as a vitamin for your teeth. This is how you create patient education that actually works. And the clinician's final edits, they're all about personalization. It's brilliant. By simply adding the kid's name, Leo's super teeth chart, it instantly becomes his. And by adding a list of specific healthy snacks the parent can actually find in their local store, you're removing another barrier to success. It's such a simple touch, but it makes all the difference in the world. Okay, last case, this is a 24-year-old professional. She needs significant ortho work, but her job is pressuring her to get it done fast. So she's looking at quicker, less ideal options like veneers. She's anxious, she feels rushed. The challenge is to empower her to make the best decision for her long-term health, not just a quick fix. This is such a fantastic use of AI for patient advocacy. The prompt asks for a pro-con list and a script. The AI comes back with this super clear table that just lays out the facts, taking the emotion out of it. But the real masterstroke here is the patient script. It gives her the exact words she needs to advocate for herself, framing her decision as a smart, long-term investment. That is so empowering. And for the last time, you see the specialist add that final, critical layer. The AI built an amazing case. The clinician then made it airtight by adding a 3D simulation so the patient could see the result, and then backed it all up by referencing a specific study. It's about letting the AI build the argument and then using your expertise to really seal the deal. Okay, so we've seen 4 really powerful examples, but what does it all add up to, at the end of a long, crazy week? Let's talk about the one thing none of us have enough of: time. Remember that first implant case? Writing up that pre-op and the patient summary from scratch. That's a solid 35, maybe 45 minutes of focused work. But with this AI-assisted workflow, from typing the prompt to the final sign-off, the total time was just 9 minutes. 9. That is a 75% reduction in documentation time for one single complex patient. Just let that number sink in for a second. 75%. That's not just a small improvement. That's a revolution. Now, let's blow this up to a full day. Let's say you see 12 patients. If you spend just 10 minutes on each note manually, you're looking at 120 minutes. That's 2 full hours of charting at the end of the day. But with an AI batching strategy where you just fire off all your prompts at once, that time shrinks to about 25 minutes for all 12 patients. So here's the punchline. It's this number, 95. 95 minutes saved every single day. That's over an hour and a half you're not hunched over a keyboard. That's time you get back for your family, for your own sanity, or just to get out of the office on time for once. This isn't about tweaking your efficiency, it's about fundamentally changing your work-life balance. Okay, the results are obviously huge. So now you're probably asking, how do I actually get these results? Well, it's not magic. It's a skill you can learn. Let's quickly go through a playbook for how to prompt like a pro. You've probably run into this, right? The number one frustration is getting a generic textbook answer. If you just ask for a plan for high caries risk, you'll get a plan for anybody with high caries risk. The fix is so simple, but it's everything. You have to add patient-specific context. What are their goals? What did they say to you in the chair? The more specific you are, the more personalized and useful the output will be. And this simple workflow is how you get that 95 minutes back. It's just 4 steps. During each appointment, you jot down a few key phrases. Takes a minute. Then, at the end of the day, you rapid-fire all your prompts into the system. While it's thinking, you start reviewing the first notes that pop up. And just like that, in under half an hour, your entire day's documentation is done. It's all about working smarter. So let's wrap it all up. To make this work, you have to tailor your prompts to your specialty. The little failures you'll hit are totally predictable and easy to fix. And it's those smart workflows that really unlock the huge time savings. But, and this is the big one, your expert review as the clinician is absolutely essential for quality and for patient safety. Because when you save just 5 minutes on a note, it doesn't sound like much, but that compounds into hours every single week. Which brings us to the final question I want to leave you with. All the data points to this saving you about 5 hours every single week. So, what would you do with an extra 5 hours? Would you put it into mentoring, learning a new technique, taking on more complex cases, or would you just go home on time? The potential here isn't just to change how you write notes, it's to change how you practice.